Hey guys, TryToBeatMe here, and today we are on Sacred Valley in the E75, and we're top tier. Now we have a pretty poor chance to win, so we're going to have to be in the right place at the right time to get this game as a win. So a little bit about the E75 is that it's one of the two Tier 9 German heavies, the other being the VK4502B. Now I don't know too much about the VK4502B because I do not have one myself, but I know that it has better hull armor and a rear mounted turret, while this is a more well-rounded tank and a center mounted turret. So this my E75 now is fully upgraded as a 128, which has 246 penetration and 490 alpha. So we're just going to head up to the little heavy tank fighting location that you should go in this map if you are in a heavy, just because that's where most of the enemy heavies will be and that's what you need to fend off. So here we already have a AMX-30 and a M46 patent spotted, both tier 9 mediums. Nice penetration gun. So I wait for the AMX-30 fire and he fires and bounces. So I think about going for the patent, but he already pre-aimed. I don't want to take a shot really. So I put one into the patent and receive one from the AMX-30. And I fall back. Now here I realize that this is becoming kind of a clusterfuck and we're probably gonna kill each other just by blocking. So I just keep backing up with the Tiger 2. Maybe he'll realize that he needs to be falling back so the E75s can deal with them. But one thing I do not do is block him, which you should never do. So here I turn trying to get a different angle. And one tip in the E75 is it has better gun depression over its side, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm aiming over the side of the tank to get the gun down on this AMX-30. And now here I could go over, but I realized that I could take a shot from the AMX-30 and the patent, so I don't do it. And so instead I try to get shots with my gun depression, but it's just not happening. So I'm just wait really until another development happens. So the patent fires, but another AMX-30 shows up, so I'm not going to push him. Instead I go over and I take a shot from him and I put one into him, setting him with fire and rolling high. Tiger goes up, kills the LTTB. And now I'm thinking about pushing the patent since one of the AMX-30s doesn't seem to be there anymore. So here I see the AMX-30 coming out, so I fire an angle, and all he does is take my track. And so now we're just waiting, seeing what my teammates are going to do, and the Tiger 2 kills the AMX-30, so I know I have a free kill in this patent. And now I'm going to finish off the C75, and then try to help the rest of the team that base. So I start aiming at the lower plate of the enemy 75, which you should not do because I'm above him, so the armor on the lower plate is going to be even greater. And so I decide to close the distance. Now right now the scores are tied and the game's looking pretty bad because they're already at our base. So I go around the E75 and put one into his side, hopefully damaging the armor. Now here I turn my tank, so this E75 has to turn his tank because of my weight to give my teammates shots. So I take 2 shots from the T69 firing heat, which I do not appreciate, but the E75 takes out enemy E75, so I put 1 shot into their other E75 and receive a hit from their Panther. And so I go back to angling, which you should always try to do. Always find a location where you can angle in this tank. That is its strong point. And so here, I want to try to take out the T69, and I let him get my flank, so I'm going to move along the flank of this little section in the middle. But I see that he gets spotted, so I take a more direct route. But he's hidden. Now I see this Panther. I'm not really worried about his gun unless I give him my side, so I'm just going to wait here and aim and shoot the side of his hull. But I see that he's lit on fire, so I just move forward and take a orange G shot, snapshot, and hope for the best, and I end up hitting him and killing him. So now the game's kind of turned around. They don't have any more tier 9s, and we still have our 2 E75s and our Yak Tiger. So I'm pretty much feeling confident in this game. Nothing here can really pen me. And so I move up, looking for the kill on the T-44. Now here I'm angling again, as you can see through the lower left little diagram. It's just a good tip. You never know what the person's firing. Maybe gold, maybe not. It's just always a good idea to angle in this tank. So we're looking for shots, and I see the IS-2 here, and he's at the bottom of a hill, so I think I'm going to go ram him. So I put one shot onto him and on the move, and I ram him, doing 391 damage, and taking about 140 in return. Some may argue that it wasn't worth it, but there was only 2 tanks left now, 2 tanks left in the game, and none of them could have really killed me, so I didn't feel too worried about losing that health. And so now the game is just about over. We have a Panther going to kill their Artie, and we have about the rest of our team closing in on this T-32. So I'm looking for a shot. Hopefully I can get my Top Gun, and then I will be able, just have another Top Gun. That'll be great. So I'm looking for the shot on the back of his turret, and I see it. Oh, but too late. Didn't get it. So here are the end plates. Got the mastery badge, a bunch of stickers, and a high caliber. And I'm 1,285 base experience, doing 5,044 damage. And, yep, 1285 base experience. So I fired 13 shots, 12 hit, 11 penetrated, doing 5,044 damage, and only bouncing 900, and netting a profit of 21,000. So hope you guys enjoyed a replay. Let's go on to the next one. And so here we're on Siegfried Line, as you can see, top tier. And gonna go for it. So we move on, and there's the VK-45 2B, but he looks like he has a stock gun. And he does a little pin maneuver on me. Just like looking at him, seeing what he's doing. He's going on the other way, excuse me, so I know that I can't be as aggressive as I wanted to on this flank. There's one location you should always go here on this map, if you're on defense, because it's very strong if you're in a heavy. And it's about the E6, E7 location. So I'm just looking for shots right now, just kind of trying to defend myself before I get into position. And so here I am. This is the kind of the location you want to stay in if you're in a heavy or even a medium tank. Anything that can basically fight for itself. So I'm going to come around this corner here, and I spot 2 enemy E75s, and I aim in on the lower plate of this E75, and I take a shot, and I start backing up, and I bounce 1, and I bounce 2, as they both hit my upper frontal plate. And so now I'm going to thread the needle on this E75, and I get one in, but I roll low, so I don't get as much damage as I want to, but nevertheless I got lucky that it went through. And so I'm looking in for another shot on the cupola of the E75, but there's none to be had. So one thing you don't want to do in this spot is push up on here, because you might get in the middle of a crossfire, which is a bad idea. And so I'm just looking for shots, and I see that this Tiger 2 looks like he wants to move up, so if someone of your teammates does something, it's always a good idea to support him. Well, not always, but in this case I didn't see any immediate threat, so I thought I should have supported this Tiger 2. And so I noticed that the E75 gets spotted, and he's a more dangerous target, so I look for a shot on him. But I missed the shot, and then I noticed the T-44, so I start angling, and he bounces on my upper frontal plate. Now I notice this is a bad engagement because that E75 can come up and the T-44 can pump shots into me, so I start backing up now, bending my Tiger 2 mate, but it was worth it. And so here I realized that we're losing pretty not in a good way. We lost an E75 for only a bulldog, and now another tortoise. So I realize here that I'm going to have to carry. So what I want to do is conserve health and get as much damage out as I can. And so I look at the map and I realize that the north is pretty much a stalemate. The west is looking pretty bad, but they're locked down in a hull down weird position. But the south is going to fail because there's only low tier friendlies looking over there. And unluckily, one shot from the 5916 damages my engine, but I was okay with using a repair kit. So I relocate to the south and make the presence felt. I start being aggressive to save my Lorraine mate. And so when I come here, I have a decision: IS3 or IS8. I decide that the IS8 is more dangerous, so I go for him. And now I see that this IS3 is trying to run away, but he gets stuck, so I go for the ram. And here I back up a little bit, letting the IS3 push me back because I noticed there was a Rheinmetall about E3, so I didn't want to get shot by him. And I continue to let the IS8 back up into my friendlies, so maybe they can help me finish them off. And I noticed that the people from the west are now moving up into the town, so I want to back up so I can get shot on the side. So I want to make sure he can get around me by a little bump and tracking him, and my friendly E75 takes him out. So here I wait behind the cover to reload, and I'm going to thread the needle again on this T-34, and I hit him. And then I fall back, continue to check my 6 to make sure that Rheinmetall doesn't have a shot on me. And so here I notice the Centurion 7 is going to try to flank around me, so I want to take out this T-34 with the help of my teammates. Don't want to let them have to face him alone, just because. And I also don't want to face this Centurion alone, but I noticed that T-34 moved behind cover, and the Centurion was behind me, so I decided he was more of a priority. So I go around the corner here, and he bounces, and I bounce. And so I'm trying to put the pressure up here, and I don't really want to push around this corner because I didn't know it was over there, but looks like it's okay so far. And I notice the Centurion starts turning around, and I'm deciding right now if it's worth chasing him or not. And since the E75 on the enemy team wasn't spotted, I decided to push up, but then he becomes spotted suddenly. And so I aim at him, thinking he's going to come up, but he doesn't, so I take a snapshot, and I wasn't expecting that to penetrate, but it does. So it's gracious, but it low rolls, so I didn't get to one-shot him. Can't win them all. And now I notice that this T-44 is going to get behind me, so I have to make another decision here. Should I take out the E75 or T-44? And so right now I go for the E75 because he's a more dangerous target for my team and for me overall. So I go for the shot, but it misses, and it hits a weird part, showing the penetration marker, but I didn't actually penetrate. T-44 gets a shot into me, and I keep checking my back, seeing if the E75 is going to help me. I ping the help key. Hopefully my teammate will see that. And then I see this Centurion 7 going to come around to help me, so I know I can face the T-44 without any issues from the E75. And I notice the T-44 is there, so I aim, and I finish him off instead of going for the E75, because then I would have had to deal with the E75 and T-44. Not sure how that E75 penetrated me there by shooting me in the side of the turret, but everyone has some luck sometimes. And so I just start pushing this T-44 rack to get this shot in the E75, and I finish him off, getting my third kill. And then from here on out, I don't really get a shot or a damaging shot. I do have one shot in the Rheinmetall, but it was a snapshot and didn't really do anything. And so that's the end of that. So here are the end plates: first class mastery, bunch of stickers, steel ball, and high caliber. Having a basic experience about 1,238 about, and making 47,000 credits. And again, doing 4,657 damage, 1,237 experience, and being top on both teams. So 15 shots fired, 13 hits, 10 penetrations. I received 12 shots here, 4 penetrated, 8 didn't, so I bounced 2,500, and I netted 16k. See you guys next time.